All right, everyone, welcome back to the Real South Africa. We have another episode here with some travelers that have visited South Africa and absolutely fell in love with it. Once you stick around and check out their story and get to know them, I think you're going to have a good time watching it. But one of the things I also want to do is thank all the South Africans and, of course, South Africa for being such an awesome country. The people are probably the best attraction here in South Africa, and of course the attractions too, and of course it's also beautiful. But again, go ahead and stick with us and share, subscribe, and do all the things that you do to let everybody know, hey, this is the real South Africa. Enjoy. All right, everybody, we are here at the Grillhouse, and there's my food, of course. I always do it big and whatnot. And then, of course, we got this young gentleman right here who just showed up in South Africa. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Jerome Thomas from the MIA. Gonna hit up on these doggone lamb chops.
Okay. Now, you had the lamb chops before, right? Or you had different lamb chops? Or
last night when I got in, I had lamb chops. Lamb chops in the nighttime, lamb chops in the morning time, lamb chops in the evening time. So
it seems like that. We look at these lamb chops, look like they're doing you right.
And I'm gonna do them right too.
Come on, man. Come on now. You just got here, what, a day ago?
Don't matter. I ain't eat all that whole trip waiting on these lamb chops. So I'm hungry.
Really?
On the trip, they trying to give me some little box of pizza.
Yeah.
I say, nah, I'm good.
Okay, so you come to South Africa to get these damn lambs.
Lamb chop and eat these mashed potatoes, the real mashed potatoes. Like this real South Africa.
Yeah.
The real mashed potatoes. I'm gonna hit them.
Okay, cool. Let me see what this young lady over here got. Everybody knows Asha.
Hey, everybody, how's everybody doing?
She doing too dang much. What you got over there?
Okay, so I have the steak, and here's what's interesting. I'm really not a red meat eater, but I said I'm in South Africa, I'm eating some steak. So this is what it is. It's gorgeous. I'm sure it tastes really, really good. I can't wait to dig in.
Okay, now I think it's sirloin or something. What is it?
Filet on the bone.
It's filet on the bone. Oh, she got a filet. I think it look like it's ready.
With sauteed mushrooms and mushroom sauce.
Okay.
And I'm ready.
I'm ready. And of course, Tasha, y'all know Tasha. She decided to get
eating light tonight, so I'm just gonna have butternut soup because I have my eye on a dessert, so I wanted to eat light while everybody else eats heavy. So you know how we do. It's always food involved. And if you want to eat some of this food, you know what I'm gonna say. Get here, give us a call, info@therealsouthafrica.com. But I'm about to be out because I'm ready to eat. So we'll see you guys next time.
Let me show you what you eating.
It's just butternut soup.
Butternut soup.
Yes.
And of course, I got to go ahead and tell you, I got these beef ribs over here. Them things have already been marinated and they're ready to go. And I got me some what they call chips, as we normally we call it French fries in the United States of America, but they chips over here. So it's cool. We about to watch this dude murderize these.
Oh, yes, a lot of smacking. The bone might be thrown up in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. So you glad you came this way so far?
Yeah.
Straight up?
Straight up. Weather.
Can we see her face on the first bite?
Okay, let me we've been preempted.
I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Ready?
No. Interesting. It's good food.
Okay. Oh, wow.
The black pepper,
I thought that was black pepper.
the combination.
Okay.
This is so good. Ooh, this is really good.
Okay. You're gonna be sleeping later on, you know that, right? I mean heavily. You got an appointment tomorrow morning, so make sure you make it. Let's go over to this young man over here, Jerome, in the
I'll
house.
say my prayers. Let me
Go ahead, man. Go ahead and get that in.
My mama see me should smack across my head if I ain't say my prayers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you come over here, Jerome? Talk to me. I know you're eating and everything, but what made you come? What?
So y'all, I was like, man, when you said about the opportunities for black people here,
Okay.
that's what I need.
Okay.
That's what we need, opportunities. So we supposed to have go around talk with you about business and stuff up here and stuff. I'm tired of struggling in the United States. I'm tired. For real.
Okay.
I'm tired.
You know a lot of people gonna hear this, right?
So
Okay. All right, Miami. All
yeah,
right.
that's right. I'm tired. Struggling. What they gonna do? I'm already struggling. What they gonna do?
Bro, eat your food. We're gonna come back to you shortly, man. Eat your food.
I want to hear that smack.
You know what I mean?
First bite.
It's drunk. As y'all see, she's taking care of us. All of us. Everybody decided to eat something nice today. Look at these mugs. We took his away because he wasn't acting right.
I have nothing to eat because
Yeah,
I just.
it's your fault. What you got there, young man?
You already know. Man. Bruce. That's why I'm gonna say real quick.
Yeah, out of control. Oh, you got him too.
That's why I say I must be a bad in
What you got?
I have the lamb chop as well. It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Okay. Good. Okay.
I feel like I was the baddest one.
Wow.
Everybody got lamb chops.
Hey man, lamb chops off the chain. That was nice.
Lamb chops. I'm about to be serious too.
Tell me about your lamb chops. You about to get what?
The only ones I eat.
Listen, I don't know if I'm going to use my knife. So when we get off this camera, it's on and popping.
Hey, go ahead and pick it up by the thing and just.
Listen, you know how we do?
That's embarrassing.
They brought me
Oh, crazy. You can go ahead and join the party, young man.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir. Very good.
ma'am.
Okay.
Very good. So I would advise it.
Full lamb chop.
Yeah. Lamb chops. Not lamb chops.
I shared all her new experiences. I gave her gin and tonic the first night she was here. She was like, look, she said, let me go home and go to bed. Feels so
All right,
different.
everyone. We're here in South Africa, obviously hanging out with some of our South African friends, people who work for big jobs in government and so forth. Here they are. But this is how they eat for real. This is every day.
Yeah,
This is every day. Look at this right here. Let me pan around. So let me look at it. He over here grinning. You got anything you want to say, young man?
No, just another day in the life kind of vibes.
What was that? Nobody can hear you.
Just another day in the life, the vibes.
Okay, this is all South African, huh? Okay, here you go.
I just had to grab a quick bite, nothing extravagant, just,
Okay,
steak.
just a little steak Florentine. That's all. No big deal. Well, my wife over here, Tasha, as y'all already know, all she had is just
I just got a pizza.
yeah.
I went simple.
Cool. All right, y'all. You guys stay with us on our journey here in South Africa. But this is how we do. We're going to eat, so we'll holler. Bye. Hello, everyone. This is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa. And as you guys know, we got our boy here from Miami. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Jerome from the MIA.
Jerome from the MIA.
Yeah,
What's that? Miami or something?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, cool. Well, the first thing is, like I said, he's about to end his trip here with us. He came here for 6 days, and at the end of the day, he's kind of want to give you an idea of what happened and the whole nine and his whole take on it. Go for it.
Came here, treated real nice. On the line mark.
It's okay to speak up. It's okay.
But here,
You
I
nervous.
don't want to talk too loud.
Now go for it. Do your
know
normal.
me.
Do
You
your
already
normal.
know
Do
me.
your normal.
Got here, got my lamb chops. That's all. I came from all the way from Miami to eat lamb chops from South Africa.
Okay.
And they serious. And I took on a little trips. I looked around. I went to the apartheid.
Yeah.
Talked about Nelson Mandela, the apartheid, how they went through their struggle and came out of their struggle and stuff.
Mhm.
And how I'm looking at how the blacks are really turning things around and getting better and better and getting inside, what they say, the parliaments as of the government in the states. So it's a great thing. And today I came inside and spoke to the guy about business. I want to set up business here. So
Okay.
and it was very positive. Everything I was saying, okay, this is what I want to do. They say, okay, here you got to get this. We got to get this. They didn't say you. They say we got to get this. We got to get this. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And okay, why don't you think about this? Why don't you think about this? Very organized. Everything was positive. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Okay. So how did we treat you here? Like when you got here, from the time you got here to now you getting ready to leave, how did the Real South Africa
everything.
take care of you?
Everything top level. I didn't have to pay for nothing. The only thing I had to pay for was the stuff I had to give my mama.
Yeah, of course. She like that shea butter.
He done told my mom on me that I don't go to church and stuff. So my mama, oh man. So, but other than that, great. Everything. We went to the restaurants. Oh my God, lamb chops. Every night I had lamb chops. So, when I get back to the States, it's over. So
Yeah.
but top line, the restaurants, the hotels, the people picking you up, the people picking you up, giving you the history, and you're listening to certain things. The places we go, the places here, the malls, everything. And first I was thinking, everything was gonna be dirt roads and people looking crazy or nothing. The structure wouldn't be up like nice.
Yeah.
Everything is nice. Roads, the structures, everything. Blow your mind.
Okay. So now, would you recommend to the people back at the house who are on the fence about coming, or the people that are like, I'll never go to Africa or anything like that, would you recommend that they come to South Africa? Go for it.
Yes, if you don't bring your ass here, I'm coming back. I'm bringing my ass right back. So you ain't got to come. I'm going to come. Because I want to set up this business. I want to get ideas. I'm giving them ideas. They giving me ideas. We're going to work together. Like I said, they said we. So you don't come, my ass going to come. You can come. I'm coming. That's how that's going to work.
So again, so I always talk about the people and how the people are here. This is his first opportunity to spend some time with some South Africans. What do you think about the people here?
Great. I mean, they want to hear. And they hear you, they hear your accent, they say, oh, okay, you need this. Top of the line. And I don't even see them treat each other bad. Everything top of the line. Everything, the people are nice, the people are courtesy. Courtesy is a 10.
Yeah.
It's a 10. It's great.
So you would recommend people use our services to come to South Africa?
If you don't, your ass gonna be stranded out there. You're really in the dirt roads when you don't. So
Yeah.
that's how that goes.
So he basically gave y'all, the short version of how everything goes here in South Africa. And like I said, we could take care of you as well, just like we took care of Jerome. I remember our first phone call when he was like, "Hey, I want to do this, I want to do that," and I think we hit all his expectations and so forth for his trip, and of course we set him up for a second trip. Yeah, it's a good time to be in South Africa. So if I was you guys, I would seriously consider coming to South Africa ASAP. I'll holler at you later.
Peace. Even at 11 o'clock at night, they give me lamb.
Everyone, this is Mark Blanton again from the Real South Africa. A lot of you guys know who we are and what our company does. And of course, what we're also doing is having an interview with a young lady who had her very first time here in South Africa. So go ahead and give me your impression. Matter of fact, tell them who you are,
Okay.
what you do, and all the things that you want them to know.
Awesome.
And then tell them your first impression.
I am Judy Smith. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I am a travel advisor. Today, I am here and almost at my last day in South Africa.
It's so sad. It's sad.
I am very sad.
You should be.
It has been a long, interesting, enlightening, educating journey. And I am sad. I almost make me want to cry. But it's okay because I'm coming back.
Okay. Well, a few things happened to you along the way. Something that's making you sad.
Right.
So, people are probably sitting on that side of the camera saying, why is she sad? She's going back to the ATL. So tell them why you're sad.
Okay. So for me, it's been 3.5 weeks. The first part of my sadness is the fact that I am leaving something so great, right? Something that I couldn't even imagine. I came here for one thing and I got a whole bunch of other things. So, and to leave that and to have to go back home makes me sad. Most of the time when you're on vacation and you're having such a great time, I mean, who wants to leave that? But for me right here, it's more than just a great time, right? What I did here was find who Judy really is.
Oh.
And I wasn't looking for her, but I found her.
Okay. Well, and like I said, we've been here for a while. And again, you learn a lot of things about yourself. You learn a lot of things about being black. I can say, and just being in the main part of the population or part of the majority, walking around feeling comfortable. I'm assuming you felt comfortable walking around.
I really did. I felt safe, and I've been telling to my followers a lot. It's just when I got here and people were concerned, oh my God, you're traveling to Africa. Yeah. Isn't that dangerous? And when I got here, I'm telling you, they sanitized everywhere from the gas station to the grocery store to the Gap in the mall.
Yeah. So you found it? Okay.
I found the African mall.
Okay.
And I mean, sanitized and masked. They have the 9 o'clock curfew, which takes people off the streets. I talked about how that was an opportunity, to get your rest, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To really regroup and to keep the community safe. So.
Okay. So would you recommend to everyone to come to South Africa?
I absolutely would recommend it to everyone. Every nation, every nationality should come, right? Why? Because this is, as they say, welcome home.
Yeah.
And when they say that, I thought it was a cliche, but really I do feel like I'm home. Yeah. I really do.
I think everybody needs to have that experience at least one time.
At least.
And whatnot. And then what happens from there, like she was saying, happens. I guarantee you're going to have a great experience. Most people do. So I would say to you, like I said, listen to her journey and obviously all her information as far as looking out for her, because she can assist you in getting here to South Africa through her networks as well. And obviously she's going to be working with us to bring people to South Africa safely. So I would say, again, come to South Africa. You got any closing remarks?
Yes. So for one thing, it is on a lot of people's bucket list, right? And the bucket list usually consists of when you're older. Yeah. I will tell you now, change that around, right? Yeah. Africa should not just be a bucket list. It should just be a must-do, and it should be done as soon as possible.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a premium destination. Once you get here, you'll see a lot of other people from other countries coming here. It's not this side thing that people go to, or we just discovered it as black people for the most part. Right. People have been coming here for years, coming to this country and having a great time. So now it's our turn So reach out to us at The Real South Africa. All the information is below. And let's get your trip started now.
Hello everyone, it's Latasha Blanton with The Real South Africa. Thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel and watching our videos. We hope to send you more content that is worthy of your attention. The video you're about to see is a conversation that took place with a first-time traveler to South Africa. What we've learned is that people have a preconceived notion about what to expect when they get to South Africa. And this professional had a preconceived notion. And this conversation takes you through her journey of how everything she thought about South Africa was completely changed within 5 days. Thank you for watching our videos. Remember to subscribe, share, and we look forward to meeting you in person soon. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. Hello everyone, it's Latasha Blanton with The Real South Africa, and today I am with Lynn Trice. Lynn is a new traveler to South Africa, and we're just gonna have a little conversation about the last 5 days since she's been here. So Lynn, if you could tell us a little bit about your last 5 days.
Wow, my last 5 days, it's been so much, Tasha, so much is going on. Number one, I think probably the first 48 hours, I had to unload a lot of mental baggage. A lot of mental baggage, because it's nothing like what they show on the media. Absolutely nothing. My goodness, number one, it's very well developed. Number two, the people are extremely, extremely kind. There's a lie out there, some really incorrect narrative out there that says that the African people don't like African Americans.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think that it's a bigger thing, colonization and what have you, to keep people separated.
And why do you think we believe that, even though a lot of us have never really been here to know that when I say they welcome you home and you say they welcome you home, why do you think they won't take that information from people that are actually on ground, but they'll take it from someone who hasn't been here?
Simply because it's easier to believe the negative, number one. Number two, you're never gonna know what an experience is until you have your own experience. Anything outside your own experience, it's just a personal opinion.
Word.
It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Nothing gets validated until you live it yourself. None of this was real until I got here. None of it. The way how beautifully developed it is, it's just as developed, if not more, than America. And I don't know why that was such a trip to me. I don't even know. And I'm like, wait a minute. If we go back historically,
right,
America was built on the backs of Africans.
The people that
period.
Here.
So why would you not think that the core would not be developed? If you could come and go and be taken away from your own country and just build a whole entire nation, not just any nation, because remember, America is a superpower. Why is America a superpower? And I have to be careful because my job, I'm political.
I understand.
And so when I come from things, it's never going to come from a surface. I'm always going to go deep.
Word.
And it's always going to be like you're in a class, because that's what I do.
Word.
So it's very interesting here. Like I said, when I first got here, it was a lot of mental baggage that I had, period.
Did you know that the baggage existed, or did it appear when you got here and you said, what I'm expecting isn't computing? Like, I was expecting one thing and I got something else, so now I've got to figure out how to make this work in my head.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Not everybody's trying to get to America. That's number one. For some reason, we think that all the Africans...
They trying to get to America. Why they want to come over here?
I'm like,
are they really?
Are they really?
Are they really?
I don't think so. I've met a lot of people who are real generations, go back to their tribe.
Word.
Can tell, when it comes to their ethnicity and all of that stuff in their national, they are very clear about that. So it's very different. And even with this, another thing that I thought was a very negative narrative that we as Americans have about these people, we feel like these people are always trying to get over. It's not that they're trying to get over.
They are natural entrepreneurs. You know?
That's a good way to put it.
They are natural entrepreneurs. They are the entrepreneurship, the public entrepreneur, or the private or the hidden entrepreneurship that we see on TV, on MSNBC, but we think that it's okay. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
It's the way it's presented.
It's the way it's presented, as though their entrepreneurship is a hustle and they trying to get over on you.
Yeah.
No, that's not it at all. It's very
crazy.
interesting.
It's crazy. So since you've been here and you really had the opportunity to jam pack a lot of your time, tell me about any of the new people that you've met. Have you made any connections? Do you have any friends now that you didn't have when you first got here? Do you have people that you think you might want to stay in touch with? Like, where are you in your relationship building with South Africa? or
Okay,
with Africa?
so before I came here, I just didn't just come on the plane. I'm going and that's it. I had made connections before I got here. I worked with the Mandela Fellowship.
Okay.
When he had the Yali program when President Obama had it, and so that was when he was bringing all the leaders and the young leaders of Africa to America, and he would put them around to all the different universities. So I was a peer collaborator, and through Howard University. So I had people on the ground who I had called. At the same token, my sorority is here. I reached out to those folks. I'm also in different travel groups on Facebook, and this is where I met the lovely Tasha and her husband Mark. You know, and they have their own traveling business and everything, the real South Africa. And we just started communicating. I think that being able to communicate and to be able to fellowship with other people who have been exposed, I realized that I wasn't as exposed as I thought that I was. Because people have a misconception that just because you're in the military that you're exposed. You're in the military and you're exposed, but sometimes it's confined. It's controlled, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
I do, absolutely.
But this time it was getting to know different people from like the Zulu tribe, them wanting to share with me their culture.
I always say that.
Yes,
they want to share that with you.
It's nothing that you can ask that's embarrassing or that's a dumb question, so to speak.
Right.
They want you to ask questions. And that's the only way that you're going to actually get to know these people, is to actually build some type of relationship with them.
And I know that I saw you post tons of things about some of the food that you've eaten. I will say this: you tried ostrich.
I did.
Now, my take on ostrich, I'll see if you agree. It looks like chicken, but has the consistency of steak.
Exactly. I thought that it would taste like chicken because it's a bird. It was like, I told my uncle, he said, "Oh, that doesn't look like it would be good." I said, "This tastes like steak with a different type of marinade on it."
Exactly. It's weird. Your brain is like, looks like chicken, has consistency of steak. It's red meat for sure. What else have you had?
God, what else have I had? I've had antelope.
Yeah.
And I hate to show forth my ignorance, but there's animals here that we don't even know. Of
course.
That I can't even say what all the stuff that I was eating.
But
have
you had any bad dishes?
I haven't had anything bad.
Everything was good,
and
right?
let's talk about their drinks. Okay.
Oh, let's talk about the drinks.
Let's talk about the drinks.
Let's talk about the drinks, because if there's one thing we do, we find a happy hour. I promise you that.
The interesting thing about their drinks is that they put the right amount of alcohol, but you can't taste it.
Oh, it's
so
good.
It's like it hits you later on.
Like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't have had two of those.
And they put so much attention into it. Sometimes it's a bunch of chopped up fruit, and it will even sometimes have vegetables in there, like cucumbers. Cucumbers.
Yeah,
I had
zucchini and a drink one time.
One of my drinks had a frozen popsicle that was all strawberries in it. So it's just, they're very creative.
Absolutely.
And everything is used. Everything is used in terms of all the agriculture and all that type of stuff. Nothing goes wasted.
Absolutely.
So it's very interesting.
Absolutely. So of all of your days here, I think today is your...
I don't know. What is this? My 6th day?
No, but is it your last
It's
day?
my last day.
It's her last day.
And I'm really trying to process this, if I'm really going to get on this plane tonight. One of the things I have to say about being here is, like, because this is ours. No matter how you try to flip it,
How to make you think it's not for you.
this is ours. This is ours. It doesn't matter. So there also comes like, when you come here, it's not just all about you anymore.
No.
It's about a social responsibility. And let me back this up, because there's another misconception that these are poor people and we got to come over here and teach them how to be civilized, and we got to no. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Please
I mean,
do.
I don't know everybody's bank account over here, and I'm not saying, because you know, whatever your Bible or your holy book says, that the poor you'll have with you always.
Okay.
I am saying that there's just an economic game here. There is not just an economic game, but your gifts and your talents that you have in America, it's a whole lot easier for them to shine here. You feel like there's an internal thing, like you want to give back to Mama Africa.
Right.
This is yours. The whole trip, it's messed up my whole traveling itinerary. It really has. What do I look like running off to Europe? Not to say anything's wrong
I
with that.
understand.
And I believe that everybody from all over the diaspora needs to come here, regardless to where you're from.
Yeah.
You gotta come. It's in the air here. It's in the air. The freedom, the liberty to be yourself without a European standard set to it. It's different.
It's very different.
It's very, very different. All the things that we do in America as Black Americans, just to, I guess, let the general public know that we're not someone that needs to be feared, that you can trust us, and that we're not ghetto and da-da-da. I didn't feel like that here. I don't have to prove to anybody anything.
They just like you as you are.
They like you as you are. Your gifts and your talents, your accomplishments. I felt like in America, they belittle it. Nothing is ever enough. I know many of us African American people. We got tons of bachelor's degrees. We got
Tons of
multiple
master's
master's degrees.
Keep going back to school. Go back to school so you can get accepted.
Yes, it's always like you got
accepted.
one more qualification. You're never 100% together. You don't always have. You're not ever ready 100%. Here, it's like, come as you are.
This is your
with
real church.
What you have.
This is your real church.
This is real church. This is beyond. I don't even feel right calling it church. Okay,
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
And so I just feel like, not even I feel like, I know. There's no feeling in it. There's just,
deep.
I know. This will not be my last time. I have to see other countries. And I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I had to go to political because that's who I am.
Word.
This has made me look at colonization differently. I always thought it was just African Americans that were messed up by it. Nope, and nope again.
One more time.
Okay? White supremacy, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I think one of the biggest things that has happened when it comes to white supremacy and when it comes to colonization, they've done a good job with keeping us distant from each other.
Absolutely.
They did a good job.
It's
Let
a
me tell
system.
you how deep that system was. They come over here to Africa and they colonize it, all right? Something that wasn't theirs anyway.
Word.
They take a portion of us over here to these Americas or whatever, but then years and years ago, African Americans can't afford to come back here.
Oh, that's a trip.
What you mean you can't afford to
That's
come?
planned.
And it's true. It's planned.
You can't afford to go home.
Why is it that Groupon doesn't have coupons in South Africa, Ghana, Morocco, Ethiopia, but they got tons of them
To go to
London. They got tons of them to Bahamas. You can go to Miami. You could go to Las Vegas.
Keep naming
I
them.
just don't understand.
Keep naming them. Keep naming them.
It's just ridiculous. Cancun is one of them. We all go to Cancun. Okay, which is another one. We love a cruise ship. And that's another big When you travel to these countries, you don't travel to Africa to just sit at a resort.
No.
No.
They have resorts here.
And they're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
But do I want to stay in them all day?
No, you want to get out there and see what's actually here. And because you've been able to see the food, the culture, the colonization, and not just from the standpoint that you say white supremacy, it's a system. If they can keep if they can keep us from coming over here to get with our counterparts, brothers and sisters, then they continue to win. They continue to win.
There's empowerment with knowing who you are.
Absolutely.
There's empowerment.
Absolutely.
And I even have to say, even with the white supremacy and the colonization here within the continent, the one thing that tripped me out the most is that these people are not allowed to move amongst the countries as they feel like. So imagine in America, we have all these states, right? And I live in Kentucky. Right. I could get in my car, go to Tennessee. I could go to Georgia, to Atlanta. I could go right across. Here, it's not easy. Do you know that it is cheaper to take a flight to London and then come back to some other country in Africa than it is just to go from one country to another in Africa?
Because they got to keep you.
They trying to keep us controlled. They don't want you to be unified. They don't want you to have conversations of good ideas. They don't want you to have out of the box thinking. They got us.
So here's where we noticed when we went to meetings, Africa 2019, that all of the countries on the continent basically are having the same conversation that you just came with on your own, which is, let's make it easy for all the countries on this continent to keep the money on the continent. Because it doesn't make sense that it costs me too much money to get to Rwanda. I should be able to enjoy Rwanda because I'm in Africa.
I was surprised that a lot of people that are here, like right now we're in South Africa, there have been people who've never been to Ghana.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
But they're trying to change all of that as a continent because they understand that their power really is in their unification. So they're thinking the same thing that you are, and they're asking for diaspora, no matter where they are in Northern America, no matter what part of the world they're from, to just come back here and kind of get your feet on the ground like you did and see what it feels like. Because we've been trying to come up with the words to describe what it's like, and there are no words. There are no words.
I'm trying to think of a word. Authenticity, maybe. Liberty.
I don't know.
I don't have the words.
All I know is that you don't know what's sitting on you until you get here and it dissipates. It'll return as soon as you get back on the plane and have to
I dread it. You know, being here has also been a spiritual journey, a part of my spiritual journey.
Absolutely.
For so long, you know, I've had people to try to tell me who I am, what I need to do,
how to do it, all this stuff. And the great thing about my spiritual journey is that, you know, the Creator allowed me to come here. If you want to know who you are, you better go all the way back to your roots. I don't care what's happened historically. Forget the lies. Forget the misconception. It is necessary. It is necessary. You said one thing about people are doing businesses with one another and they do accept you and what have you. Since you've been here, the thing that I want to ask you, is there any type of mindset or any type of heart work that we as African Americans need to do before we get here? What do you think? What we always tell people, and it sounds cliche, but we ask people to check their American at customs. Check it there. Because you're going to come over here not on purpose, but you're going to come over here subconsciously with a Caucasian or European mindset, believing already that you're better than the people on ground. Leave that there. Leave that there. Leave your ego, all that at customs, and come stripped of all your titles. Just come. They will accept you as you are, and they will be willing to point you in directions that you would have never been able to get pointed in otherwise. They will show you, they will guide you, they will accept you, they will welcome you, they will help you, simply because you took the courage to just come back. How many times have you heard someone say, welcome home?
That's all. Let me tell you something. That is all I've been hearing. This hello, Where are you from? America. Welcome home. And it's like, wow. In my heart of hearts, I do feel like this is home. I don't know which country exactly where my family comes from.
Doesn't matter, I don't think.
I guess it doesn't. But it's just, I feel like this is home. I have not, gave up any type of allegiance to America.
I understand.
But I'm looking at it different now. It's the place that I dwell. It's the place that I dwell. Catch the words. The place that I dwell. But this is home.
And it feels like it. It's a feeling that It's a feeling that you can't put into words. It's a feeling that you didn't know you needed to feel. And it's a sense of peace, for lack of a better term. I think it's very, very peaceful. So I would say, lastly, what is the real South Africa to you?
The real South Africa is real identification of self for me. That's what the real South Africa is for me.
You got to know who you are. And if you don't know, if you're on that journey trying to figure out, who you are, where you come from, you don't have to do your DNA ancestry. You can. It's fine if you want to do that. But we encourage you to just come to South Africa, have your own story, make your own history, and at the same time, visit us along the way. We'd love to hear your experiences, and you can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on our YouTube channel. So we hope to see you soon. 2019 just started. Don't miss out.
Today we're here with some special guests from South Africa. Now, I know you remember Dr. Latasha Blanton from the last interview. She is part of the company, The Real South Africa, and also the esteemed woman that's sitting there. Her name is Inabi. I'm making sure I say her name right, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want to get in trouble when I see her in September. So, ladies, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having us. Much appreciated.
All right, so let me start off with Dr. Latasha. It's been a little while since we spoke, and what's going on new in South Africa and how things are progressing.
Things are progressing well. South Africa is always a playground. There's always something to do, and right now we're just spending most of our time making sure that things are going to go perfect for your trip when you come in September. And we're just looking forward to hosting you guys and showing you everything that South Africa has to offer, including the people like Inabi, the culture, the lifestyle, and of course the food that accompanies being here in South Africa. The food, right? The food. It's a good thing. So this is Inabi. I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself. And I brought her on with me today because she is one of our friends in South Africa. She is amazing and we love her, but I just wanted you guys to meet her so that you can understand that here in South Africa, there are real people that want to meet fellow African Americans and just kind of share their experiences of being a true South African with other African Americans. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's interesting?
Well, your name, first of all.
Oh, yeah. My full name is Ntabiseng Ntombizonke Dalkumu. Ntabiseng means bring joy into my life. And Ntombizonke means representative of all girls because my family only has boys. And Dalkubong, which is my surname, means lion in the blanket.
I love it.
But a lion in the blanket is a calm, peaceful lion. So it's a more relaxed lion, leisurely lion, not out on the prowl yet. So, by profession, I'm an interior designer specializing in high-end homes and hotels, and I do work throughout the continent. I just happen to be based in Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm a recently published author of a book, The Real Interior, and just trying to connect with people around the world and just share the magnificence of the country that we're in.
So that's the short version. Her resume is actually a lot longer than that, but that's the short version. So we kind of asked Inabi to be on here with us because we wanted you to understand that she's passionate about her country. She loves our passion for the country. And I think that the last time we spoke, you were saying that there are a lot of things that we're doing here in the country that you were following. So we can just tell the people a little bit about that.
What happens is obviously in any country you live in, you just get used to going to the local shop, the school, and sometimes a clinic, and that's it. You don't see much. You don't get to travel. But through your platforms, I'm getting to see so much more. And also the curiosity to say, oh my God, this is all in our country. So through you, I'm learning more about my own country and becoming my own tour guide through what you're offering.
I appreciate that. And, you know, they get tired of hearing us say it all the time. Phil hears us say it all the time, and he echoes the same sentiments about why people need to come to South Africa or just come to Africa in general. Why would you say people need to visit South Africa?
I've traveled the world, and there's nothing like coming home to Africa. And South Africa just has this heartbeat, the spirit, this Ubuntu, and I'm sure you've heard about it, this, how we take care of each other, how my brother is your brother and my sister is your sister. We're family. And when you come home to South Africa, you're just coming home to what resonates in your essence. The people are so warm, loving, receptive, welcoming. The food, the weather, I mean, the rand to dollar. It's just like nothing.
Not the rand to dollar. Not the rand to dollar. So that's a little bit.
But it's beautiful. It's a really amazing place to be. And I know the perception is we're third world, but really it's an amazing experience. We have first world experiences here too. And we live relatively first world lifestyle. So if you're curious, come on over. Our doors are open and we're more than willing to receive you and host you the African way.
All right, so let me talk to, you know, Inabi a little bit. You are a interior designer, and you are, you know, definitely more so on the higher end luxury side. So what if you have a brother or sister that's here and they say, you know what, man, I wouldn't mind going to the continent. I have the skill. Could they get plugged in, you know, right in South Africa? Or what city do they need to get plugged in, I would say, if they are interior designer and they want to maybe possibly, you know, start something on the continent?
Oh, absolutely. I think entry level is much easier here. So everybody's welcome. I'm in Johannesburg, but interior design services are needed throughout the country. I just happen to be in the city of gold because obviously what we do is a luxury and we want to be where the money is.
Okay, so you see, now Dr. Latasha said that you're very, very passionate about South Africa. What made you passionate about your country? Because for me, when I see brothers and sisters leaving the continent to come here to America, a lot of times I look at it like, I understand, you know, the economic reasons, but I'm like, you guys have your own country. In America, we're treated like fifth-class citizens here. I mean, even dogs have more rights than Black Americans, to be honest with you, if you really get down to the nitty-gritty. So why is it that you have a love for your country?
Oh, my country is amazing. It's beautiful. Obviously, we've got our problems. We're working through them. And I just belong here. I think it's very important to have a sense of belonging to a place. And this is where my roots are. So I might travel around the world, but I'll always come back to South Africa. It's my family's here. My love, my creativity, my passion, my roots, my ancestral lineage is here. This is where everything makes sense. So the world is open to travel, but nothing beats being home.
All right, so Dr. Latasha, we looked at Ghana. They had the year of return, and that was very, you know, successful for them. What is South Africa doing, you know, either to match that? Are they going to do something like that? Are you privy to that?
I'm not privy to it. I know we've talked to them about that before. They're trying to figure out a way to get that going because the bottom line is South Africa's infrastructure is one of the best on the entire continent. So it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't get on board. They're just trying to figure out how to make that work. And until they get it together, my job and Tabi's job right now is to do the best that we can at a grassroots level to show everyone that South Africa really is first world, as she just said, and that anything that you can think of doing, being, becoming, want to do, the opportunity is absolutely here, and it's more abundant in South Africa than it is on any country on the continent.
Okay, so when someone from the diaspora, let's say, come to South Africa, because I always ask questions about a lot of propaganda on purpose during these interviews, because it's one thing to ask Dr. Latasha that question, but I'm asking Tabi this question. Sure. There are people in America, unfortunately, and they have not been to the continent, those who saying this. Well, Africans don't like us. that's why some of us don't need to come, over there because they just don't like us. Now, is that true in Tavi?
But who said that?
I'm asking you things that people actually say. I'm talking about African Americans, some African Americans, not all. But
No. Africans as a people, we love Africans from everywhere around the world. We are hospitable. We have a culture that says Ubuntu, Ngimuntu ngomuntu ngabantu. I am who I am because of you. We cannot now have segregation amongst ourselves. That doesn't make sense. We're welcoming you to back home so that we can have an understanding of who we are and where we all originated from. So who are we to turn away from each other? We don't have that. I don't have that. Definitely.
No.
Right. And like I said, the reason part of my questions when I come, like say, listen, my mindset is totally different than some people, but what I'm trying to do is use these conversations to break down those, falsehoods and lies and propaganda.
Separation. Some form of separation. We don't have that. We honestly are receiving. But you're only received as much as you are willing to be received. And that's a very important thing because energy is reciprocal, no matter where you're from. So if you come with your entitled mindset, thinking that you're here to come teach us things, then we're going to be a little bit resistant. But if you're willing to learn, engage, and discover who we are, we will be more than open to you.
All right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're saying basically in order to have a friend, you must show yourself friendly. That's 100% accurate. But let's go to the next question, just in Tavi. Well, some people will say, well, in America, because we got to solve all this, so our brothers and sisters come home. Well, some of them only want us to come back to the continent because they just want our money and our skills. They don't care about us like that. What would you say to those people that bring that up?
Okay, come as you are. No money. Just come as you are. And then feel the spirit and connection and the love that Africa has for you. I think it's very short-sighted and myopic to think money determines who you are as a person. And we're about creating real relationships in Africa.
All right. So it's like the church. She just said, come as you are, show up, just connect. And this is why I tell a lot of people, I say, just go to the continent first. That's why I tell people, you got to go there first. Once you go there, then I don't have to tell you nothing no more. You're on your own because it's like the connection with the land. It's like it does something to you spiritually. It's nothing that you could really physically describe. That's how I would say about it.
They're also doing their own thing. We're also making our own money. We're not relying on US dollars to make it in life. We've been carrying on with and without it. So the most important thing is to connect and build relationships. And that's what we want you to understand about us.
And that's beautiful. Like I said, for me, I understand this, but I'm just trying to just get our brothers and sisters, the ones that may be just on that last little propaganda. That's why we ask you great questions like this. So when you see, Dr. Latasha and Mark bringing in people from the diaspora to South Africa, and they coming to learn, they're coming to share and enjoy themselves. What kind of impact that you've seen on both sides with that versus the South Africans versus those from diaspora coming in?
I think the biggest thing is the eye-opener, just the wonder of, oh my gosh, there are no animals around the street. This is real connections. There's people, there's homes, we're building relationships. We're building a future that is more open and the connections are real. And I just think the satisfaction of people who come here is just so genuine. And also love we have for them it's something that you need to experience for yourself by getting here and seeing it for yourself.
All right, Dr. Latasha, let me ask you a question about some of that. I know you guys have been doing a lot of recent tours, and you have this one coming up definitely with us in September. The people that's going, like, I know you say you got some other things on the side you don't want to talk about, and I don't want to even get you to talk about it. But the experience itself, for those that may be new, that came in after we last interviewed, what do you, as a Black American, what experience that they possibly going to happen to them when they go?
What's going to happen, or what has been happening and been occurring throughout all of the experiences that we offer, is that everyone says they should have come sooner. They feel like they've been lied to their entire life, because you and I both know that the propaganda, the media, white supremacy is a very real thing, whether you're on this continent or the one in America. And they're doing a really good job of keeping us divided. Once you get here, you realize that this is where, not necessarily where you should have been all along, but at least on the continent, you should have been here amongst people that look like you, like the same things as you, are interesting like you are smart, educated, and have a real drive and motivation to connect with you. I'm not saying that they miss us or that we miss them, but once you get here, you feel like you found some long lost family or sisters. So that's the running thread, that they really wish that they had just come here sooner, and that they feel like they've been lied to. Because until you come and see it, you don't know you're being lied to on a regular basis. And that's the truth.
And Dr. Latasha, were you angry when you found out how you were lied to?
I think angry is a nice word. I really felt lost for a very long time, simply because every part of my identity was almost false until I got here and started to do some actual, like, deep soul searching, like trying to figure out what part of my colonized mind I had to decolonize. I'm thankful that Inabi understands the process and the journey. We've discussed that several times, and having to let go of that anger and just be here and embrace everything that South Africa offers has been amazing for me as a person. And connecting with people like her makes it easier for me to just be Black or African. And that's a nice place to be when you don't have to think about your Blackness every day. You just get to exist amongst people that feel and think and see you for exactly who you are. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you're 1,000% right. I tell people I only feel like really just comfortable and just a guy, just a person in the continent of Africa. Because over here you're going to be pointed out as, oh, that's a Black man, and everything that come along with it, living in Babylon. I call America Babylon. I mean, the most evil things happen here in Babylon. You name it, it's happening here in America, or they trying to legalize it. I mean, it's just not a conducive place for family, at all. The Black community is really suffering here. I mean, it's just perpetually going down. And I'm the type of person, I said this, I'm not for investing my whole life into something I see as failing. It just doesn't make sense. Even on the business level, it doesn't make sense. So, I'll say, at least for me, we, have our, plans on how we're going to, get to the continent and do different things there. My main thing is trying to find the country that works well for, my family, and also works well in business. So let's talk about business. Let's talk about business, because that's an interesting conversation. So if you have a business here in America, how is it, or how easy could it be to transfer some of your business over to South Africa?
Is that a question for me or for Inabi?
Probably Inabi. If she knows more. Well, she's in business. She knows.
Yeah, she's in business too. She's an entrepreneur. So I'll give my spill, and then she can kind of say her take on it. I would say that whatever you have as an entrepreneur and a business owner in America, they still need that skill here. Mm-hmm. As long as you're coming to add to the continent, like you asked her about if an interior designer wanted to come here, they need those here. She's a hook, for lack of a better term. She knows people. It's easy to network here and get your foot in doors that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do in America. So if you have a business there, whether you want to expand your business into Africa, or if you want to uproot your business and just run it out of Africa, however you want to do it, the possibility is there. And that's my take on it.
From my experience, I also find that there's no glass ceiling here, and the sky's the limit. There's room for growth. There's room for anybody to start a business and succeed here. There's no underlying current that's already starting you at a negative. So we are all about entrepreneurship, and we encourage it, and we welcome it, and we want to build global companies.
So if a person starts a business there, and maybe Dr. Latasha knows about this, being a Black American, could you get a permanent residency by establishing a business?
That I can't 100% say that that's how you would do it, but I do know that establishing a business or buying a home is not a surefire way to establish permanent residence. There's a process, and you cannot do that process. There's one thing South Africa is hard on. It's the way they process things. So there's a way to navigate that process, maybe a little bit faster, but you do still have to go through the process of establishing permanent residence, showing that you're going to be able to sustain yourself. And if you're going to sustain yourself through a business, they want to see that make a profit, X, Y, and Z, and then you can kind of move forward on that. So that would be my take on how to establish a permanent residency. It's not going to be, oh, I started a business here, give me permanent residence. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you have to, show that, hey, well, my money comes from X, Y, and Z. I don't need any government services or anything like that from you. I just want to be here in the country. That's basically what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So there's people in the diaspora say this in America, and maybe both of you could possibly answer this question. Well, let's say, how are we going to come home if we don't have the chance to come home when it's kind of hard at times to get a residency or citizenship? Because some countries, it takes a long time to get it. I mean, what would you say, to that?
I would say before you start talking like immediate citizenship, and I understand that Ghana gave people citizenship this year, and that's all well and good. But for South Africa, it makes sense. I mean, you get a 90-day visa. I wouldn't suggest to anyone to come and say, I want to live in South Africa if you've never visited. So if you get to the point where you've established a relationship like we did, we've been coming since 2010. And then we moved in 2018. We established a relationship, made connections with people, and then started the process to becoming residents. So it's not that I would say, just come home. I'm saying, yes, come, but you wouldn't just buy a house without looking at it first. It's the same thing. You wouldn't marry someone without dating them. It's the same thing. Develop a relationship by coming on trips like the one we have in September, meeting people, networking, establishing some type of connections here on ground, and then make a decision after several visits if you want to establish that. Then you can start the process, and then you can have a smooth transition, because it's not a quick transition. I mean, it took us a couple years of planning to get here. So it's not flash to bang when coming here, because you really want to make sure that you're set and that you're not going to be a burden on this economy. You need to be able to take care of yourself once you're here. And the only way to do that is to make sure you leave the country that you're in properly.
Right. And see, you're the perfect person to ask the question. I always tell people to have their Africa plan, right? And no, I tell them all the time, you need to have an Africa plan. I'm a firm believer of do not get so set here in the United States and you don't have, no option to go, to the continent. You have none. You because there's no telling what will go on in this country. Seriously, from day to day.
100% true.
Yeah, you know that. So you said basically you win 2010, you got connected then, but it took you to about 2018 before you say, you know what, I'm gonna go over there. So between 2010 and 2018, not exactly what you did because you got your personal issues, but what were you actually preparing within your Africa plan at the time to transition from 2010 to 2018 when you guys to finally say, now I'm there?
Well, what we were doing to prepare was we were making several trips. So every chance that we had an opportunity, because we were entrepreneurs back in the States as well, we would take 1 month, 2 months, and we would come here and stay and just get a lay of the land, get an idea of the people, where we wanted to stay. Like I told you before, we spent 2 months on the continent between Cape Town and Joburg trying to decide if we were going to live in Cape Town or Johannesburg. We chose Johannesburg. And then from that moment, which was in 2013, basically we started doing the backwards math. Like, we need to make sure we have money to do this. We're going to need to make sure that we have a house. We're going to need to make sure that we have cars. So once we did that, we just made a firm plan. And then at that point, sold all of our assets in the States. That way we knew we were hardcore coming. And then came to this side, and after we sold everything on that side, took that same money and established ourselves here. And we also sold our businesses that we had as well. So our plan involved liquidating a lot of our assets. A lot of people that we find want to straddle the fence. And I'm not suggesting that's a bad idea, but it's difficult to maintain a mortgage in the States saying, oh, I'm going to rent out my house and come to South Africa, which is why I'm like, if you're going to straddle the fence, then come for a couple of visits, buy a house, rent it out here, rent it out there. But there's a lot of ways for you to get here. It doesn't have to be my plan. This is just, what we did. We liquidated everything on that side so it could be here full time.
Okay, so basically, and it's beautiful you're talking about this, she didn't make a decision on emotion. She made a decision on careful planning, because it's true. I agree with you 100%. You need to go to a country more than just even a week and kind of see if you can get acclimated, if you could, how would you shop at the grocery stores? How would you move around with the doctors, or, how that's going to be? You really need to know. I mean, the good, the bad, the super great, the ugly, you need to know it all and see if that could fit in with you.
And we did that. And we really did that. We made a lot of friends while we were here. We asked about things like doctors, what types of hospitals, what's the best car to buy here versus in the States. We bought a car here that we would have never bought in the States. We love it. It works perfect. So just things that we were doing along the way, like asking the right questions, making sure that when we got here that we were not going to be a burden, and that we'd be able to add to the economy by having people come over, and that we could spend our time connecting with people that we met along the way, and of course establishing relationships with people like Inabi, which is what we spend our time doing, so that we can share those things with the people that come on trips. Because if they're thinking about making the move, I would like for them to understand that, we can easily be a conduit for you, but you've got to come properly. You can't come and say, hey, I want to move to South Africa. Can you help me? I can help you, but there's a process that you have to go through too. You've got to literally do a lot of planning. You can't just, move here in 90 days. It doesn't work that way.
Right. And then Tabi, let me ask you a question. Definitely about the legacy of apartheid. You guys about 25 years out of that. And, during apartheid, I remember, brothers and sisters right here was very angry and upset about what was going on in South Africa. And, they would speak against it, boycott, different things that was happening here in the States was happening in South Africa. And I personally believe that we can understand South Africans a lot more due to the system that you guys had lived in. But could you tell us a little bit, like, post-apartheid South Africa? We still hear some issues and problems. How are you guys transitioning out of that? Or are you still dealing with some of the racism that maybe like we'll deal with? Can you talk about that?
It's a very interesting question. I think racism will always be there. There'll always be faults that we find with each other, be it sexism, be it racism, be it religion. And South Africa is none different. The only thing is, because ours was such a clear-cut line of black and white and what we had to go through, it's probably more dealt with than it has been anywhere else in the world. But the underlying issues are still there, but we're strong. We're a strong nation, and we're able to deal with them now. There are really strong repercussions for anybody who shows any signs of apartheid behavior or discrimination of any sort. That is really strongly handled. But our children don't have to go through what we went through. I mean, I was born in the apartheid era. I went to school in the townships. When there was schooling, because most of the time it's just schools on fire, because we were against that system of learning. But now to be able to see my son go to school and communicate in a way that I never knew was possible shows that we've got progress happening. And I think South Africa can be a beacon of light for America, definitely, in terms of how to deal with such horrific discrimination of anything, of people to people. It's nonsensical, and we can't allow that as a culture to continue any further.
Okay, well, let me ask you something else, Inabi, about China, because I want you to dispel something. I know I know the answer, but I'm gonna let you talk about it. Some people would say, well, the Chinese are taking over the African continent. So let's say in South Africa, is the Chinese taking over South Africa?
I think the Chinese are taking over the world. So it's a very scary reality. And I do think Africa has to wake up.
Okay. So do you feel they're taking over your country, or you feel like there are too many coming in? I mean, I need to expound on that? Because I mean, it's kind of open ended.
I'm trying to stay politically away, but I would say this, that the Chinese have things that we all need. And it's a very fine line to saying, are they taking over or are they giving support where it's needed? Africa has been very slow in recovering infrastructure, in moving forward. So when China comes along and dangles opportunities, systems, labor, it's a difficult line to say, no, don't come in, but we need the help. So we just have to manage what China does in Africa a little bit more tightly so that we can make sure that there is no takeover of a continent that is still recovering from such a history of pain.
All right. So with that being said, and this is what I tell, Black Americans to say, yeah, Chinese taking over, but this is my thing. Why don't you go over there and offer your skills and your help, and the Chinese won't take anything over because you're there?
Yes. So that's why we're cautious of what we say, because if you're going to speak out, then you better be ready to do something else about it. There's no need just having loud trumpets but no actions following it through.
Right.
So we need roads, we need schools, we need hospitals, we need universities, and any help from the world is more than welcome in Africa.
Right. So basically, the diaspora, coming in, just come get acclimated, and let's build up the continent, and then that way we all could, I'm a firm believer in doing for self, and sometimes we have to help our brothers and sisters come in. But I believe if we all return home for the most part and get acclimated, whatever country it may be, like I said, build the schools, build the hospitals, build the roads, build the bridges. I believe that the African continent can have the best 21st century in the world. I really believe they can, but I'm seeing more people coming back, to the continent, and that's what I'm getting excited about more than anything.
Please believe us, everybody's welcome.
Awesome. So, Dr. Latasha, let me ask you a question, on this. And you said after your transition, you could start staying on the continent. You're there. Do some of your friends and family call you about, like, still asking you, are you okay, or are you going to come back? Do they still do that?
They stopped asking me that question probably after about the third or fourth month, simply because I had to stop that idea that I was in a place that wasn't safe. I gave them the option to call me and ask me how I was doing and kind of actually genuinely care, but they were not allowed to call me every time they saw something crazy on TV. If they saw part of Africa on fire, they're calling me. I'm like, do you even know where I'm at? Like, get a map. I'm not anywhere close to those things. So just having to educate them kind of stopped the questions of, am I safe? Am I coming back? Because the answer is no, that's not in the cards. I don't have any reason to come back. I get that my family's there, but my life is now here. I made that decision a long time ago. All of my assets are here, and to take the transition back would probably be detrimental to my physical, spiritual, and mental health. And since all three of those are on the up and up right now, I'd like to keep them there.
Yeah, what you just said about your health is an awesome thing, because studies show that racism, white supremacy, is affecting the overall health of African Americans. I mean, I've done a series about how much we sabotaged. I mean, home ownership sabotage, you try to buy a car, you sabotage, job, you sabotage. Every area of our lives we're sabotaged in this country. And I present that information to them, and I'm saying it's kind of a no-brainer based on the research what we should do, because in the continent, they're not going to just sabotage you because you're Black. I mean, obviously, they're not going to do that. Everybody Black like you. When it comes to home ownership, though, Dr. Latasha, or even trying to get involved with that, because you know more about it. Not to say Intalbi don't know, but transitioning over. I know that America has a system of mortgage and all the different things, they have there. If a person moved there and they wanted to do they do lease? If a person can't buy a home just yet, what would be that option?
I think the best thing to do, so there's lots of options. So you can get a bond, but most people, like Intabi said, if you're coming to South Africa with American dollars, then at the very least you have the option here, which we usually, I'm not gonna say we don't have in the States, but I know here, if there's a property that's in the process of being built and you know you want to buy it, you can make a down payment on it and pay on that property for 2 years until it's done. And then that way, when the property's done being built, if you're not done paying on it, then maybe you can get a bond for the other part, or you can just pay it off, or you can flip it. Like, those are options that you have. So making a bond payment every month here in US dollars is not a lot. I mean, it is a lot, but I'm not making fun of the rand. I'm just saying, we're talking about apples and oranges here. So the process to buy a home here is definitely, to me, was much easier than it was for me to buy any of the homes that I purchased back in the States. As long as you've got your funds in order, they'll let you buy a house.
Okay. So an average home cost is what range in dollars, Dr. Latasha?
That's gonna depend on where you choose to live. You can buy a apartment like full out for like 80,000 US dollars. You can buy homes, anywhere from 130,000 all the way up to 500,000 US dollars. But you're getting more homes. When I say more home, I mean, like, you can see the wall behind me. It's actually brick. It's not drywall. It's not 2x4s. It's an actual brick home. So when you talk about what you're getting for your money, you get more house for less money. And I know if you go to any of our Facebook pages or Instagram pages or Twitter feeds, you'll see the houses that are available here in South Africa for you to buy. And if you do the conversion, you'll see that a lot of those houses that we're showing you are less than 300,000 US dollars.
Okay. So, we got the trip coming up, and Dr. Latasha, for those people maybe who knew, how can they, sign up for that trip and possibly go on there? Because according to what I heard, is almost sold out. So how can they do that if they want to jump on it now?
So there are a few spots left. If you are looking to get on the trip, you can send us an email to info@therealsouthafrica.com and just make reference in there, South Africa trip 2020, and we will send you the information. The deposit is $500 and the trip is $5,500 per person sharing, $6,150 for a single. And like I said, there are spots left. We're going to Cape Town and Joburg. We've got a really hot trip planned. So there's a few spots left. I would love to have it full so that you guys can share the camaraderie of South Africa with each other. So that's how they can hop on the trip.
All right. And Tabi, I heard you're the lady to talk to when I get there about the fabric store, correct?
Absolutely. Anything design and decor, I'm your person.
All right, because some people may come, they want to go to the fabric store just as much as I want to go to the fabric store and get some of those that good South African fabric to make some clothes. So, all right, that's a beautiful thing. So, Dr. Latasha and Tabi, it's been very awesome to talk to you guys today and to give us an update of what's going on the continent and also with the trip. You guys, definitely have a blessed. I guess it's evening there right now, correct?
It is evening. One thing I'm going to add, just in case anybody was wondering. So, Tabi or I actually, since the name of her book is The Real Interior and the name of our company is The Real Awakening, The Real South Africa, we started a journey together called The Real Awakening. So we're going to be offering retreats and inspirational things to women. So just be on the lookout for that. So we decided to partner together as a real American and a
real South African
to help women along their empowerment journey. So that's something that you guys can be on the lookout for too. So when you come in September,
much more to see.
There'll be much more for you, the women on the trip, to get involved in as well. So we've added that as well as a little surprise.
All right, awesome. That's great to hear you guys are partnering and doing something like that, because sometimes ladies take those kind of trips. So we definitely want to thank both of you for joining us today and giving us the information, and you be blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's time to visit South Africa for the very first time. Come and feel the vibe, taste the food, do all the good stuff. Visit us at therealsouthafrica.com. It is so exciting to come visit The Real South Africa. Choose your trip today on our website, therealsouthafrica.com. See you here. It is time for a vacation, and where else would you want to go? Look at South Africa as one of the premier destinations in the world. We have Cape Town, we have Johannesburg, and of course we have Durban, and of course some of the best attractions in the world. We offer 5-star experiences here in South Africa, and of course the cultural side of South Africa as well. Contact us now here at The Real South Africa. Do yourself a favor, come to South Africa, come to the Kruger, and enjoy what is meant for you to enjoy. Look at this environment. Can't you see yourself enjoying yourself right here with The Real South Africa Travel and Tourism? Well, we can make it possible, and we can do this for you today. Go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and book, and you'll be part of something like this, something very special, something you can tell your friends and families that you did. And yes, this is Africa. This is the Africa that they do not want you to see. But we're going to show it to you, and we're going to make it available. And yes, we've been there ourselves, and we feel that this is the best experience that you can actually have here in the Republic of South Africa. So come here on safari with us. And of course, visit our website, therealsouthafrica.com.
Hi, I'm Trevor Noah, and I'm South African. And because I'm South African, people from all over the world insist on asking me questions about South Africa. So, I decided to make an ad to answer some of those fascinating questions. Like, how cold and snowy is your Christmas? Well, Tracy, unfortunately, we can't afford snow. Nah, I'm just playing. We're in the Southern Hemisphere, which means when it's freezing in Connecticut, it's fantastic in Cape Town. Klaus sent me this one. Can you play golf in South Africa? Well, Klaus, we actually have some of the finest golf courses in the world, but judging by your 37 handicap, can you play golf? How many stars are your 5-star hotels? Brian wants to know, can I meet the lions? Well, I don't know if you want to meet them, but you can see them on safari. And get this, it's not just lions, Brian. We've got everything. There's elephants, there's rhinos, there's giraffes, there's buffaloes, there's leopards. Come on, man, expand your horizons. Ostriches. Is South Africa fun? Is it fun? Are you even watching this commercial, Michelle? Paragliding, bungee jumping, surfing, river rafting, shark cage diving, hot air balloons, hiking, cycling, wine tasting, whatever this guy's doing. Does that not look like fun to you, Michelle? Does that not look like fun? So, now that I've shown you South Africa, my only question is, when are you coming to experience it for yourself?
South Africa is just one click away. And when you check out, we have a financial option to help you make your payments. It's called Affirm. We have partnered with them, and at checkout, make sure you select Affirm as your payment option. All right, guys, this is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa. And guess what? Our visa services is back. We're going to be helping you guys with visas because we all know that it can be problematic to get a visa here in the Republic of South Africa. So what we have done, we partnered with a big company that will assist us, and we've checked them out. We recommend that their services are very, very proper. Of course, we go with proper here in the Republic of South Africa, and they can assist you. So if you have questions about, do I qualify for a visa? Then that's when we have our consult. You get a consult with these guys. They will literally go through everything with you. And my expectations is for you to ask all the questions that you need to ask so you will know exactly which way to proceed. So they work in every arena of immigrations. So it would definitely help us who are looking to migrate to the Republic of South Africa. And all I can say is first, come on a trip, of course. And once you come on a trip, then you will be motivated to do all the work that needs to happen for you guys to come to South Africa properly. So all I can say is this is a great team. This is a great situation. All I can say is, again, reach out to us at outreach@therealsouthafrica.com. We will respond to you, and then you'll get an email, and then the process has began. Okay, so we will see you guys here properly in sunny South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things